groundbreaking all the way through. So what we do has never been done, ever.
And we were using the collision glue. We were friggin' pulling the hell out of this thing. The glue was not letting go.
What brand collision glue? Because everyone has collision glue. Which one?
Jeremy Smith. And it was really super strong.
Jeremy, this thing's fucking amazing, mate. I don't know what to say. I've had this thing on here for more than 10 minutes now, and this sucker is not letting out. Look at this. It's 10 minutes, and look, still does not want to give. This thing is crazy, mate. I don't know what you put in this glue, mate, but it's freaking crazy.
See, look, every time we come on, I forget that that's on there.
God, I'm firing the producer.
We're hiding behind. No. What's up, guys and gals? Another, what was it, episode 8, I think?
Something like that. I lost count.
Yeah. I think last week I forgot to put what episode it was until I uploaded it on Apple. I was like, I think I put episode 6 and we'd already done a 6. Anyway, so this is episode 8. Enjoying it. It's been a blast. So
Tim actually beat Corey. Tim Green beat Corey Nichols on the comments. So Corey, we got people coming for you.
Got Tim, Corey on here. I'll go ahead and put it up here so everybody knows. I see the first Facebook you said, "What's up?" The second one's Rodney Vance. I need to say Rodney from Memphis. That's going to be Rodney
down
Vance.
The road.
I don't know if the first Facebook user was him or what, but hey, speaking of that, back out of the live thing, shut it off, and in the description of our live, click the link to grant StreamYard permission so we can see your name. Okay, it's real easy. Just click out of the live video, go back in there, do that so we can see your name. So. Yeah, Corey's upset that he didn't get it. Cliff's on here.
What's up, Cliff? How you doing, bud?
Mandy's on here. Hey, baby.
What's up, Mandy?
And you was watching.
Probably Hudson or something. I could see him totally.
Probably. Yeah, we go back and watch this. It'll probably be him. Who knows? But yeah, so me and Andy just got back from Matt Moore's Didn't Take Meetup in Atlanta at his Duluth location.
What an event. Holy hell.
Yes. An event, great event. One of the best looking shop around. Yeah, it's got to be Hudson. He said, is it me?
Matt Armio. What's up, Matt? So yeah, that shop, like we all posted pictures of it. Thank Matt. Thank you again on air, Matt. Thank you for the time put into that and open your beautiful doors to the beautiful shop for us to all hang out in. Come on, man. Well, I know who set the freaking ring light up, and that would be you.
We got powder on here. Here we go.
Hey, I didn't set.
He's a celebrity.
But anyway, Matt's shop was beautiful. Can't thank him enough for doing that. Yeah, I had a blast.
Yeah, it was awesome. It's people that I've been friends with on Facebook that I haven't got to meet in person. Finally got to meet a lot of them. Some of them I didn't even see or get a chance. Like Shane Jacks was there. I didn't. Looking back at pictures, I'm like, okay, I remember. But he's like incognito. A message.
He couldn't hide. Like, every time you see him, there's a crowd around him.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, I'm sorry I didn't get to shake your hand, but we will at MTE. So, there were several of them. Even ones that was face to face with Jim Mitchell. I mean, we're on podcasts and that we're face to face and all that, and afterwards we weren't able to get. You're being pulled one way or the other. People are talking to you. Yeah, so
that's why you would see me like I'd be in a conversation, I'd be out because had to go talk to this person. I made sure to make my rounds.
Yeah, I'm one of those that I'm long-winded. I can sit there and talk, and then next thing you know, it's 10 hours later and the meet's over. But no, lots of hey.
What's up, Don?
Yeah, Don had said, and he said it a lot of times. Yeah,
Johnny was at the meetup too.
Yeah, he was. Johnny, reached out. I got to meet him.
Super nice guy.
So glad he got to come. Super, super nice, Johnny. Really glad I got to meet you in person, man. And that's a new friendship right there that we all made several more friendships at these meetups. So if you're not going to these things, guys, go to them. MTE in Orlando, end of January coming up. Come to that. If you can't, hey, I'll go ahead and put it out there. If you haven't been following our page, follow it, because tomorrow night at 6:15 Central Time, there is a huge, huge announcement about MTE, and it's going to be a 6-podcast collaboration. You don't want to miss it.
It's going to be huge.
Huge. Yes. Even Trump said it was huge.
And if there's not a meetup you can find locally, it might be out there for you to have one. There's plenty of people. Matt Moore will be more than happy to help you out. Kind of explain to you how to do one. I've done one, and we enjoyed that. So give people a shout and see what's up.
What's going on, Eric? Hey, good meeting you down there too, buddy.
Yeah, it was, Eric.
So yeah, it's great. So happy. The tool vendors that were there, they're always so gracious and just come from all around. You had Finesse there, you had Anson there, you had Kiko, you had Top Secret PDR glue, you had CGS, our sponsor. Collision Glue Systems guys, or that video beforehand, they're our sponsor. Great.
I think James Bernard just commented, and I had him tugging on that glue. He was putting some effort into it, and it was stuck to that truck. He was shaking the whole truck. And you're good, James. You're not a user anymore.
So Andy never, he had called me and been waiting on me to send him a video on how to prep everything to really get the glue to hold right. And I just hadn't had time. And so Jeremy was there. I was like, look, go. Yeah. So look. Could you get the stuff off? I saw you over there hanging on that bar and trying to get it off.
That's why I put James' big ass on it. I was like, go get it.
Yeah. Oh, Uncle Fester here. I love you. So anyway, yeah, lots of great conversations. I know me and James, man, we hit it off right off the bat. We had some deep conversations. And what I was going back to earlier, Don Cavanaugh said some of the best conversations you have at like MT and all that is usually away from the event, like at a bar somewhere or at a restaurant. You're away from people, and that's when you can kind of connect one-on-one. So, James, I appreciate the conversations we had, getting to know you, man, and creating a brand new friendship. So, with that said, before we move on to our guest tonight, I do want to remind everybody and tell everybody that go check out all the tool vendors, the online training sites and stuff. A lot of them are already putting up their Black Friday sales already. So there's a lot of great Black Friday deals out there on them. It's a good time to get more tools, get more bang for your buck, pretty much. So
yeah, definitely.
Go hit them up. I'm not going to list them all one by one. So just go hit them up, and hey. It's a good time to buy. So, you got anything else before we pull our guest on?
Now let's get him on. We've had him waiting in the back room long enough, I guess.
I know he's hearing us talk the whole time. So, but there was a lot to talk about in the beginning.
Yeah, there was. Yeah.
So our guest tonight is a guy that I've been following, a technician I've been following for years. I think we were both ARC certified around the same time, and that's kind of how we reached out to each other and met.
He looked up to me so much, he changed his name to mine, so we got that going.
Yeah, so
I had to mess with you.
So, if you don't know this guy yet, you're not following him. It's Andy Ray with A&G Paintless Dent Repair. He's out of Illinois. he does some of the cleanest and best work around, guys. I'm telling you, I'm making his head swell, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
Because he is an amazing technician and somebody that I see his videos. He does amazing videos too, the before and after. It'll make you want to be a better tech and want to step your game up. So let's without further ado, we're gonna bring on Andy Race, guys. So what's up, Andy?
Brother?
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, wonderful, man.
Thanks for having me on.
Yes,
oh,
sir.
You're welcome. Like I told you before that we wanted to bring in techs who, in my opinion, are just kind of flying under the radar, but are just phenomenal techs. We want to get you out there. We want people to get to know who you are. So
speaking of meetups, it looks like Andy's got plenty of room back there to have a good meetup at his shop, don't it?
Yeah, I need to have one of these days.
You do, man. Because you're in a great. All right, so I'll let you tell, but tell everybody where you're at because you're in like a central hub, pretty much right there in Illinois.
Yeah,
so
I'm right in between about 4 big cities. In between, my address is actually Plainfield, but I'm right on the border of Aurora, Oswego, and Naperville. And Plainfield. So I'm like right in the center of everything.
Nice.
I've only been here, it's going on 2 years. I bought this unit after the hailstorm in 2019. We were working that for about a year. And then after that, I actually got kicked out of my last place because we were too loud. Or they not kicked out, they just wouldn't renew my lease. Too much banging. I was driving people nuts. The one guy even tried to send me a letter through an attorney that he was going to sue me for I forget what it was, but it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I was in an industrial place too, so I don't know what everywhere I go.
Yeah, but I mean, y'all know it can get very loud with what we do.
Yeah,
and you do some pretty big smash stuff, kind of like I do, so it can get really, really loud.
Yeah, some of these dents you're banging on them for like 8 hours straight, and then the neighbor comes over. Hey, man, are you almost done with that?
It's just my rock band going on over here, and they're probably like, "Well, you suck because that beat's horrible."
Right.
Yeah, I need you to, Andy. I need you to have a meetup. Andy, I need you to have a meetup because the office experience is in Chicago now. And I'm dying to go that. Jack Bucknell wants to go that. So that would give me another excuse to come up to Illinois to come hang out with you, then go to the office experience. So I get a 2 for
What's that? What's the office experience?
The show The Office with what's his name? I can't.
Oh.
Yeah. So they
I know
got
what you're talking about.
It's something in Chicago now. You go in, it's like you're in the office and all kinds of cool stuff. So I've been wanting to go.
Oh, really?
That. Yeah, I want to go check it out.
So we got John Vidine on here. What's up?
What's up, brother?
Dent Reaper. Still don't know Facebook user. Hey, what's up, Facebook user? Mr. Oh, we got Josh Roberts, evening buddy, John Krug, Adam Jones, Mr. Don Kavanaugh. All I hear is the sound of money. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's
all you hear. That banging is nothing but money.
$1, $2,
$3.
Yeah. It's live. Get your
tickets. I take on a lot of bigger dents, so I'm always banging on them.
Yeah.
Right.
So, kind of give a background of how you got into this and into this lovely world of PDR that we all love, and how long you've been in it, and how long you've had A&G going. We know you've had your shop about 2 years now, but just kind of give everybody a synopsis of how you got started.
I got started in the auto industry 13. My dad owned a body shop, a really pretty good sized body shop. And in the summers I was getting in trouble, so I had to go spend the summers with my dad at the shop, which I didn't like, but after about a year they sent me over to the paint shop and I was just loving it. After that, and I think I was almost 18 years old when my dad sold it. He sold the place and basically sold his house and get out. That's kind of what he did. And he got me my first place. He put the money down and told him if I didn't make my payments, he'd make it or whatever. But I still kept my job with the new owner for a little while. And things went a little south with that guy, and I think the manager kind of didn't. He was the same manager as with my dad. I was young, and he tried to get me to do things. I'd be like, you can't tell me to do nothing. So I actually moved back out to my dad's place. He was out by Peoria at the time, and I got a job painting cars. I was a painter. At the time it was Collision Revision, and the owner was probably, I think I was only like 20 years old at the time, maybe 19. And the owner was only like 24. He was a young guy, so he was into the new stuff. He wanted to learn about all the new stuff, So he come back there one day and he's just, I got this guy. He's gonna come fix these dents without painting it or nothing. And we're all like, yeah, right. I've been doing this forever. And he came back there. I don't remember the guy's name, but it might have been Tom Price. I'm not sure on that. I don't remember the guy's name, but he came and he did a dent. And I remember I heard fix a dent without painting, and my ears just,
right.
What are you talking about?
Not trying to stop you, but when was this? Like what year around?
I think it was like 98, 99, maybe 99-ish.
Okay.
When that I think 99 when I actually talked to that guy, because I went to the class in August, I think, of 99 or 2000. I can't remember the year. I think it was 99.
Okay.
But I knew what the dent looked like because the guy showed it, or the owner showed us. And then I seen the guy come in, and I just moved my car to the stall door to where I could see when he brought it back. And I waited, and he came back, and he went up to the office to get a check or whatever. He was up there probably 30, 40 minutes. And I just ran over there, and I was, no way, I was intrigued. I just waited. Everybody else was kind of, and I was just
kind of mad
money.
that he was. Yeah, he was.
Right.
Everybody else probably mad because
I think so. Yeah,
that, just like that.
And I just kept hearing the money signs. I just like, you're gonna cut the time in half. You're gonna no material costs, and I think I had that mentality because of growing up with it. My dad owned the business and everything, and I waited for him to come out, and I ran out there. I was like, "What? Where'd you learn how to do this?" And he said, "It's just now getting big, and you go look down south, get on the internet." At the time, I didn't have internet. I didn't have a computer. I don't even think if there was cell phones, it was just the flips, So I ran right back to my dad, which at the time was like he knows everything about this stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
And I told him about it, and he felt the same way I did. And he was like, "Let's look into this." And I didn't know how. I didn't know how to search for things like that, And he was like, you could tell him something, he figured out. So he went to the library or something. He looked at, I think he used their computer at the library, and he found a school. It was in Kansas City. I think it was called U.S. Dent Tools. I think it was called U.S. Dent Tools. It's no longer there.
Okay.
And we actually drove out there to Kansas City to look at the place, talk to the guys. My dad was that way. We'll just look at it, and we'll drive down there, and before we spend the money, and he was going to loan me the money to go to the class because he's seen, like I did, this is an opportunity here, So yeah, I went to the class. August 11th is the first day. I think it was 2000 or 99. It was one of those 2 years, and I did a 4-week class down there. It was the best time of my life down there. I had a good time down there.
So 4-week class back then, how much did it cost back then?
I think I spent about $15,000.
Okay.
With the tools, and that didn't cover my hotel.
What kind of tools was it?
I think we bought the master set or something. I think we went all out. And most of the tools were garbage. They bent. Hold on, I had something pop up here. All right, there. Sorry about that.
Oh no, you're fine. We didn't see. I had to pull it up because all the Facebook users over here. I went ahead and pulled it up on my phone. It'll probably go dead, but it's people, and I can tell you one of these, the Hello Gentleman right here. Hold on, we're gonna put it up here. That's Kevin Bird.
Okay, what's up, brother?
Yeah,
we got Glywell on. We got a couple guys we're going to be on tomorrow night.
He's the Facebook user that we always tell to go click the link, and he never clicks the link. So we got Glidewell, and
that's going to be a fun show tomorrow. I can't wait for that one.
So somebody asked, who was your instructor? That's
I think his name was Corbin or something like that. He was only a couple years older than me. I had just turned 21. He took me out to the clubs. He had a really nice house. We partied at his house every night. I really excelled in the class, and so it brought me real close to the teacher.
Yeah.
He was actually paying me to fix dents before I left. So
wow, that's awesome.
Heck yeah. So you
how many was in your class? Was it a big
maybe
group
15 or 20? I was the only one that passed.
Wow.
So so it was actually a school when you had a test to pass at the end. It wasn't.
They said I did.
Hey, just pay $10,000 and you'll you got 4 weeks whether you fix it in or not. We're gonna put you out there.
He was a really good teacher. I think he was a really good teacher. If I didn't know something, he'd be right there and he'd answer any question you had. And I'm one that you do it. Now let me watch you. Mm-hmm. And he would do that. I had this dent. It was probably I think I went from dents this big to the bigger softball dents before the creases. And, it erased the edges a little bit and you got to hit that down before the center will completely come up. And I didn't know that. And I'm like, man, I've been messing with this dent for 20 minutes. What's the trick? And he came over and looked at it and he picked his hammer up for about 2 seconds. Try it now. And it came right out. And I'm like, well, that's the trick. That's the trick. So that's kind of right. I just picked it up really quick. And I don't know. I've tried to get a hold of him and I just don't know where he's at or what his last name is.
Oh, hey, I was about to say you couldn't find him on Facebook or anything like that.
No,
you got a last name.
Well, it's that's like the guy I worked with that they sent him to a course and come back. They sent him to paintball, $10,000. The only thing we got out of that, because he didn't get anything out of it, was a set of set of finesse tools, and which I have all of them today when I left the dealership. But I can't even find that dude on Facebook anymore. I don't know what he's doing, but who asked that question? And the reason I'm reading these is because we put these on Apple Podcast. Okay. And nothing's visual on there. So I told Andy, I was like, I've got to start reading these comments because we laugh about it on Apple Podcasts. And that's all you hear is us laughing. Nobody knows what we're laughing about.
The guy Albertson said he's a paintball survivor.
yeah.
That's awesome.
So the guy who asked who the instructor was is Kirk Stanton. Mo Castillo's on here. She's one of our Facebook users right here.
We were talking about tools. I seen Matt Boyette was on that dent slayer. God, I used that thing today. That thing's awesome.
Dude, it is, man. I've used, especially my mini one I bought this weekend. It's awesome.
Well, that R4 tip is that small. It's way smaller than the regular ones. You can fit in a lot of places and stuff. So,
but you can go to Dentcraft and you can get those small tips. They got that 1/4 inch. It's not even 1/4 inch thread. It may be 1/4 inch, but it's real tiny. You can get the tips from Dentcraft too. The only one Matt has is that one that can hold a R4 tip.
Right.
So got that. Got Danny Hacker on here.
Tree fitty. About tree fitty.
Yeah. Yeah, we got Bruce on here. Matt Moore, what's up, buddy?
Don't worry, Matt. All your employees bought one while you weren't looking. Matt's guys had his company credit card. Hudson walks back into the room with him while we're doing the show. I was like, that can't be good.
Gene Fetty survived that paintball.
I didn't even know that.
Hey, Fred Delaney's on here. I saw where he's on. He's watching, and I had him at my shop here helping with the hail. And before, that's where he learned, and they actually put him straight into doing the training and stuff. Way back in the 90s. I bet it was, Matt. But yeah, so we got your background on that. So where'd you go from there? Did you just, once training was over with, did you just go out on your own?
I told my employee that I gave him some bullshit story. And I kept my job for a while. I was a good painter, so he kept me. He wasn't happy, but when I came back, he gave me my job back, And,
wow.
I had a dealership down the street from me. I lived in a smaller town out there. It was called Lakin. It was maybe 40 minutes from Peoria. And I had this roommate that he was just a good guy, but he's just a bum. he's just hanging out all the time, and he wasn't coming up with his rent, but he could talk to anybody. I mean, he would just, and I was like, hey, I don't know. I just came up with this idea. I said, hey, come with me. I'm going to take you down to this dealer. I told him what I wanted him to do. I said, go in there and tell him we do paintless dent repair and see if you can get some keys to some vehicles. And I think he was paying me like $500 a month or something for rent, plus the utilities and everything. And I said, I'll take that $500 off if you get me this deal. And he was just, okay. Yeah. So yeah, he went in there, and I think like 10, 15 minutes later, he came out with like 15 keys.
$500 right here.
And I was like, yeah. I mean, that's really how because when I came out of the class, I was doing little stuff, and it would take me 45 minutes to an hour and a half, for a dent. And I thought, I need to get some practice now that I'm gone out of the school, because I don't know about you guys, but even if I take a 2-week break, I come back, I'm refocusing my eyes, and I'm like picking it back up again, and then, oh yeah, there it is,
Yep.
So he got me that account, and I was just going there every Saturday while I didn't tell the owner, my boss. I just wasn't working Saturdays, and I was going out there and doing that. I think they were giving me like 6 or 7 cars a week. And then all of a sudden, the next guy wanted me to come down, and then the next dealer guy wanted me to come down, and it kind of grew from that. And then I moved back out this way for my kid. Some stuff happened, and I had come back to be closer to my kid, and I got a job with a guy that's actually only 1 block from me right now. He's my competitor now.
Oh, wow. Small world.
So, yeah. And I actually ended up being related to him. I didn't even. That's really? A long story. Through marriage. Yeah. He was married to one of my cousins I'd never met before, and I think we used to go up by Chicago to do a wholesale thing. And he was like, no work this weekend. I've got a family reunion to go to. And I said, well, that's weird. I got one to go to too. And I said, well, where are you going? And he goes, well, somewhere in Naperville. And I go, that's even weirder. Me too. And he goes, well, I'll see you Monday. And we took off, and then I showed up there, and he was facing away from me, but I knew it was him by just the back of his head. And I go, man, that looks like my boss. So I went over there. Sure enough, it's him. And I go, what are you doing here? And he looks at me like, what are you doing here? And then I go, well, looks like I got a job forever.
That sounds more like some Mobile, Alabama shit.
Yeah, I know. Down here in Alabama, you can marry your cousin as long as it's third cousin, apparently. So, yeah, I've got people I grew up with, older guys that it wasn't until my teens I found out him and his wife. Actually, I'm back up there at the hunting camp with them, but him and his wife are third cousins. They've been married for a long time.
Did they know that?
Yeah.
Did they know that?
Yeah. But I guess by the time it's who is this? I keep that's somebody commenting on something else. Maybe on here.
Andy, I gotta say, I love how animated you are. Like when you're telling your story, your face animation is like cracking me up. I love it.
He's just like us, man. He's just like, he talks with his hands like me.
I love it. He's got me cracking up.
So how long has A&G been a company?
2007. I opened it, and I don't even remember the month. I went back to, I think it was 2009, because 2008's when the crash happened, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was working for the guy I was just talking about still, and it got so bad at the dealers where I wasn't making any money. So I said, I got to go back to painting cars or something. Yeah. And I did. I found a job painting cars, and I worked for him for like a year and a half, maybe almost 2 years. And I never had done it around this area. I was always, when I did do my own business, it was under a different name, but I was living way out there, and it was a small town. And I thought, hey, there's a lot of people around here, and I'm going to try to do this again on my own. And I gave the guy like a whole month notice to get another. There was like 3 painters. It was a big shop. And I ended up doing work for the guy. I mean, I worked for him for like 10 years. Not worked for him, but I did dents for that same company for like 10 years even after.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So
that's how it was when I left the dealership I was at. I put my notice in. I put a 2-week notice in. I got like 4 days into that notice. And anyway, they're like, hey, when you finish that job, that can be your resignation. But I didn't tell them I was leaving to do dent repair. I said I had a photography business on the side. I'm like, I'm just going to do photography full time. And once I left, I came back. They called me back about a few months later. And I did their stuff for a year. And until I got a different manager and realized I went up on pricing and stuff like that. They go to the next cheapest guy.
Slowly raise it up.
Yep.
Or if they piss me off, the next time I come, it's even higher.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
He was a big shop, so I didn't want to burn that bridge. You know, that's why I gave him a whole month. I mean, he was a really big shop. I felt I would get a lot of work from him. I don't like to burn bridges when it comes to business because you never know. Next year it might hail at his place, and I could really use that, so that's why I just.
That speaks volumes of you. How you don't want to do bad business like that. Like, doing it the right way like that speaks a lot about you too. Like even when Dan was there, I put in my 2 weeks notice, and it was hard that 2 weeks. I had the flu while I had the 2 weeks and still made it through it. I was like, I'm not going to be that guy because you never know them bridges. You might need them bridges later on. So just in case you want to do it right.
Yeah, it's like the company I left to go to learn PDR part. I was so unhappy, but I worked them full 2 weeks. I've never been fired, and I've never just quit a job. Well,
me neither.
I quit one job and only worked there. It was a dispatcher for an ambulance company. I worked there 1 month. I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. I quit that one, but that's it.
I've always had them trying to. I've never been fired either, but they'll try to get me, like the shop that I left, he tried to get me to come back and work there. I don't know how many times. He was making offers to me, and I think 1 year it got really, really slow. I mean, there's been a few times I almost quit, just when I first started. I wasn't having money coming in. And I think I called him.
And I think we've all been there. The best. See, my mind's gone. Squirrel. So the best advice. That's what I'm trying to say. I was thinking information. The best advice that I was given before I ever went into business for myself, the guy who kind of got me started into the PDR stuff, he said, if you can make it through the first 2 years, the first 2 years will make you want to quit. If you can make it through the first 2 years. First 2 years were fine with me. It was that third year that sucked. And I made it through that, and then it started an upward climb. And there's a lot of them out there that don't make it, man.
Mm-hmm.
But but I know both of y'all are like me. This is my livelihood. I've got a family to take care of. I'm going to make it work.
Oh yeah.
And it's all up here. It's you hustle, and you're going to find a way to make it work.
Yeah, I started hustling a lot more when Natalie was born. I swear, like you get the kid, it's like it's game on. I got to make this work.
Yeah. Yep. So let me read some of these comments real quick. Yeah. So we got. Let's see. Yeah, Don Cavanaugh. I was talking about Fred Delaney. Fred worked up there with Randy Hobson with him. This was the Kirk Stanton said that when he started PDR, we were all in kindergarten. So
89.
I was 82, so you're 83, I guess.
Yeah, Josh commenting on the cousins being able to marry third cousins. Danny Hacker. Here we go. So I quit Burger King. Done burnt that bridge. Now they're making $25 an hour. I know.
That's awesome.
Facebook user saying, "Let's get it." That's Mo Castillo. Sorry, I have to keep going to my phone to see who some of these Facebook users are. Of course, Corey Nichols had to make it happen. Yeah, so Corey knows he's in his first year in on the PDR part as full-time PDR. So, so away from. let's kind of get to know who Andy Ray is away from the PDR world. So, I know you've got a daughter, right? Is she your only child?
No, I've got 4 kids altogether.
See,
my
look,
oldest is.
I'm learning something.
My oldest is 22.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. My 2 oldest are boys. One's 18, one's 22. And my 2 youngest are girls. One's 14 and one's 9. I just received full custody of my 9-year-old. It took about 3 years. I've had the last 6 crappiest years just going through all this stuff with her, and I'm finally coming out of it. I mean, I was in this so long, it was hard to. I lost who I was. Like I was so mad at everybody all the time.
Yeah.
I'm finally coming out of it, So
it's stressful. I've been through it. It does change your mind. You get exhausted, like you don't even know what to do. Yeah. Congratulations, you, by the way. That's a huge.
Thank you.
That's huge.
It's not just huge that you got, full custody of her. It's huge that as a man, you went after that because you wanted to take care of your kid. So
yes.
We applaud you on that.
Yes,
so
sir.
Coming out of it, are you remarried? You got
practically, yeah, but we're not married. But yeah, I got a good girl at home. She helps me tons. I wouldn't have my daughter if it wasn't for her. She just did so much helping me with this and keeping track of everything. Yeah. Yeah.
My wife now helped me out so much with that. So this story's just like it's Andy's. It's both Andy's. So it's like,
yeah.
I'm gonna leave it just be the Andy show.
Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome though. That you got somebody in your corner like that. Like it means a lot. I know personally.
Yeah, she loves this little girl like it's hers. Like she's hers. So
that's awesome.
I'm blessed for that.
And I've like I said, we've been Facebook friends for a couple of years and stuff, and I see all that every now and then. I know you're not real big on putting any of that out there, but I could tell that her in your life right now has really. It seems like it's really brought you out of a funk, pretty much.
Yeah.
So that
because you've been following me for a couple of years already, right?
Yeah. Oh, I've been, man. You doing the kind of work you're doing, I'm following you, man. I'm following you. So, like I said, if you don't know Andy Ray, I'm not saying go friend you right now, but at least go A&G Paintless Dent Repair.
He's getting props on
where's it at?
Jim Mitchell right now.
There, yeah.
I can't see none of that. It's not showing me.
Let me go up here. Okay, Matt Moore.
Jim Mitchell, good guy right there.
Yeah. Love Jim. He was a played up.
Matt Moore said I worked at a Honda dealership as a used car inventory manager. That's how I met the dent guy, Keith Manker. He trained me in Easy Dent Steel Services today.
Keith was there this weekend.
Cliff said Mo and Cruz are going to be the next husband and wife power couple in the industry. Yes. Hey, I take offense to that. I think me and my wife's going to be next. No, I'm just kidding.
Me and my wife are.
Them two actually do dent repair.
Right.
So, congratulations.
Him and the wife?
Yeah, him
Josh,
and yeah.
So Josh Roberts thinks you found the fountain of youth. He's saying you look young and pretty.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, watch out for Josh now.
He likes to cuddle.
So then we get to Jim, and you worked with Jim on a hailstorm, right?
A few of them, I think, like two or three.
If Jim has you coming up there, then Jim knows he's not going to bring in a crappy tech. He's going to bring in some of the best. So,
I met him before it was his storm. I think we were working together with somebody else over in Peoria when I first met Jim.
So we got I got to look over here. So Rodney Miller says, hi, Andy.
What's up, Rodney?
And then Fred Delaney, what's up, fellas? He's probably out there shooting a deer right now. I think Andy and Brandon are the power couple. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Appreciate it. So, anyway, if I said, if I don't read these, we won't know what the heck we're laughing at on Apple Podcasts. So what do you? I think you like to go camping and stuff, don't y'all? Don't you do a lot of that?
I like to do a lot of stuff, but I just don't have no time anymore. Ever since I got full custody, it's go home and get her to do her homework, take a shower, get ready for bed. I love to boat.
All over again.
I love to do boating, ride 4-wheelers, camping, we love to camp because we all get to go do that, So
yeah,
that's really our biggest thing right now. I want to trade mine in and get a bigger one. But I'm gonna wait till next spring. I don't want to sell mine at this time. It's cold around here. I'll just get screwed over on it. So I'll wait till spring, and right before Memorial Day, I'll put it up for sale. And then I think we're gonna go in, and she doesn't know this yet. She might be listening, but
breaking news.
Go in and get a nicer one, a bigger one.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
See, now's the time to buy the bigger one and then sell the smaller one in spring. You get the other one, the bigger one.
Yeah, I want to use the money from the other one for a down payment, but
there you go.
I know we got a travel trailer to my son plays baseball, so all summer long we had to travel, and now we have Friday our German Shepherd will be 11 months. So we weren't going to stay in a hotel with a German Shepherd. We don't have anywhere to put him, so we got the travel trailer because we were going all summer. Actually have a place that the dogs can stay in. But after that's just a 28-foot bunkhouse, and I'm like, man, I wish I had a toy hauler just for the dog in the back.
Yeah,
and now he's getting up there. He's probably 85 pounds now. So, and that big old kennel, he's still that puppy. So we don't just let him roam in there. He'll end up tearing the whole place up when we go somewhere. But so it takes up a lot of room. But it's
Yeah, we got 2 big bull mastiffs. We had 3, so that kind of makes it hard to go anywhere. I mean, they're the biggest baby dogs ever. I mean, they're not a mean bone in them, but they're large and they're just hard. People don't want. Oh, yeah, you don't bring him into my house. He's too big, So it's either come to our house and watch, which nobody wants to do, or somehow take them with us. We actually packed him up in the camper, drove out to my mom's one time, and stuffed him in the back of the camper, and put a little camera back there so we could see him.
Yeah,
that's the only way we could fit him in there.
Did he travel okay in that camper?
2 of our dogs are okay. One of them is
with all that movement back there,
scared of everything. My wife, she drove in the back because she'd be hyperventilating and just freaking out when we would stop, and she's like, I want to see what's back there, or the noises or whatever. And I think we only went like a quarter mile down the road. She calls me, stop. So I stopped, and she's like, it's so loud back there. It's cling, 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 bang, 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 bang. I can see why the dogs are scared. I was like, well, it's just noise. It's not like anything's jumping out at them,
Right.
But if there's something special to do for those dogs, that's what she's gonna do. I mean, if she hand feed them, she's gonna hand feed them. I mean, those are like her babies.
Right. I mean, it's like Ace is our 4th child right now. You can't just pick up and go.
Yeah.
Karma's my crack-headed child. She's nonstop. I got a puppy, and she's just nonstop right now, and she's gonna be huge. She's like, I can't even remember what all she got, but she's gonna be a big ass dog. I'm like, no, we can't do this.
All that puppy energy.
Yes, it's crazy.
So
we're about to have a litter actually in about 10 days, I think.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
that's a big puppy.
Yeah. Last time we had 8 of them.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Once they hit that 8 weeks, it's like, come get your dog. They are everywhere, tearing up everything. I think they're like 20 pounds by the time they go home.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Jim said that you had actually put him to work most recently. Jim Mitchell said that. So yeah, go ahead.
I think he came to my house and did a job or 2 for me.
Nice.
I was working a storm, and I get a little behind sometimes, and
we all do.
He did. He had me come up to his shop, and he kept every word he gave me. And I'm just the type where I knew him well enough. He's close enough. It's like, hey, that guy reached out and helped me, and I need someone. So let me call him.
Right.
Yeah.
Come on down, and he did. So yeah.
So Mandy, actually, my wife, she said our dog's the reason I can't go to MTE.
And Kevin ain't having that.
She's lying. I asked her today. I said, she's like, no, somebody's got to take care of the kids. Well, yeah, but I mean, anyway, but no, Kevin,
take care of the dogs.
Kevin, we're not bringing Ace to MTE. If me and Mandy went together, it's going to be us together. But we got Fred Delaney said he misses Ace. Yeah, when he was here, he had his puppies, his Great Dane puppy was the same age as Ace. Now he's like 15 times bigger than Ace. But and then he said big dogs are the best. So we got Dave Detlift here. What's up, my
Dave?
ninjas?
He just texted me too. What's that?
And Mandy finally said, "Yeah, I'm kidding. We have children too." And Kevin's trying to get both of our wives to come to MTE.
Will you be at MTE, Andy?
No.
What?
All right, Kevin, you're gonna start calling Andy tomorrow, and then by January, Andy's gonna be like, "I'm coming down there."
Every time I plan something, just like today, I had planned to do this, and then everybody shows up today. Oh, can I bring my car? We had an appointment today, and I'm like, "No, you're not till next week." But go ahead and leave it here. Yeah, I can't say no. I can't say no. So,
look, Kevin's already saying Andy Ray is coming.
He's pretty persistent. We wouldn't have a show without Kevin Bird right now.
Yep.
So.
Yep. So
I've been there once.
I've never been. So this year was going to be my first year to go, and then Orlando got canceled. Vegas, I wasn't going to go out there. And then so January next year, because every time I say MTE, everybody like at the meetup, they're like, "Oh, this year's just canceled." I'm like, "Yeah, you realize it's still 2021. It's not. The next MTE is 2022. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I'm like, yeah, but I'll be there. I've already booked it. But
I got a question about it's what is that dream thing all about?
Okay.
What is that?
So the original Dream event was back in April. So it was basically kind of like an MTE, but all digital, all online. And it was a 1-day thing. So now you can go on there free. So you go to dentrepair.com, Andy. You can watch all the previous speeches. So there were, I don't know, about 20 guys that had speeches about 15 minutes long. Some went a little over. And each
really great information in them.
Yeah, each person came up with an idea, a speech that you could apply to your business, and hopefully each one would bring about. It doesn't mean you're guaranteed money, but if you applied these, then you can make from each thing. It's like a $10,000 value of what it is. Okay, so everybody's got a different topic. Me, I had a live dent repair I had to do on a bigger smash. I had a pre-recorded one. If you watch the pre-recorded, it's 3.5 hours long. I'm sorry. It took me 8 hours to film this thing. First time I ever filmed one, and then I talked most of the time. If I just put my head down and worked, it'd been a different story. But so anyway, and then the Dream 2 event was coming up. But you can go back. On the Dream 1, you paid money. The Dream 2, you were paying money, but they refunded all of that. But each Dream event, it'd be the day of, and then they had a lot of rooms. Tool vendors were in there giving deals. You could go into you could go into a digital room, and there'd be people just like this. We'd be talking. You could pop in and out of different rooms and stuff like that.
John Vidine was a digital bartender.
Yeah, so there was a digital bar at night. You could go in.
Can't have an MTE without the bar,
right?
And so the Dream 2 event ended up being free, so you can actually go on there, watch all of the Dream 1 speeches and stuff, and then they're going to be constantly uploading new speeches. So it'll be a total of like 40.
Doing it then.
Yeah, it's on right now. So
yeah, you can go watch all the videos for free and stuff.
And I think every Saturday night they'll do the bar thing, so you could go on there, you could join in just like this and hop in and out. I mean, I know at one point, heck, there was probably 40 people in there talking.
Would you say the name was the link to
that? He gone.
Yeah, it's the easiest around. Dentrepair.com.
Don Kavanaugh he just posted it too. So for everybody else. He said he's loading several videos over the next few weeks. Hey, and Andy, Jim Mitchell said don't mess with angry Andy.
Yeah.
Don't stand over my shoulder and watch me fix dents.
Uh-oh. I don't think any of us like that, man. So, yeah,
I got used to it. I'm just like, whatever now.
I'm going to read this out real quick. He said, Jim Mitchell said, great listening, guys. Much love to Andy and you both. On his point of me keeping my word, we both got screwed by the same people, and homie is scary when he's mad. I don't want to screw anyone, especially not Angry Andy. So,
Angry Andy.
I'm not like that no more.
That is
Super
your
nice
new name. You're Angry Andy. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, I see Michael J. Hadrago's on. Hey, look at that hat.
What's up, Michael?
I kind of need one of them hats. Just saying, like, hint, hint.
You ever seen his work? He does really good work too.
He does really good work.
Yeah,
and his social media presence is huge.
I know.
He's all.
I get a lot of my ideas from that guy. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, he's cool.
I like all our hat games strong tonight. I'm rocking Push Metal. We got some A1 and we got some Hadrago going. That's awesome. Hat game is pip tight.
Yeah, I love it. So yeah, and what else do you like to do for fun? I know now that you've got full custody your 9-year-old. It's a little different, but I know you love your kids, man, and yeah, Corey Nichols, no line board hats yet? Question mark. We made him put lines on his cowboy hats, so like a line board the other night. So what else do y'all like to do besides camping?
I like to hang out in my garage, work on my house. I don't really get much time to do anything other than that, I like to relax when I finally get some time. Yeah.
Y'all got any big plans for, Christmas, Thanksgiving, stuff like that?
No, because we got these puppies coming, so we can't do anything. Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
I think just 8 months ago we had our second litter, so we've been. After this time, she takes a break, so we'll have some time to go do something this spring for sure.
Now, do y'all have the male and the female that y'all breed, or do y'all just have one and breed?
I started out with the male. My mom has the male now. He's 8.
Okay.
But we gave his son we mated him with the female that I have, and then out of that litter I gave my brother one of those dogs, a male, and that's who we're breeding with now. And the male went to my mom's. She lives out in Indiana, closer to Jim. I think she's only like 45 minutes from Jim.
Oh wow.
And she lives right on the river. It's out in the middle of nowhere. He gets to, all the dogs on her block, they're all like a pact. They all got doggy doors. They go in and out whenever they want. And
awesome.
He's just sitting around the house all the time because we never have time to go anywhere. So my mom was always, give me that dog. So I was like, okay.
Here you go.
A better life for him. He gets to run around.
Yeah.
So
cool.
I get to see him this week. Thanksgiving, she's coming down, bringing him down.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
So
that's awesome. Heck yeah.
Like I say, we set out on this show to learn more about guys and stuff, and hear your story about getting custody of your daughter. I want to talk to you more about that after the show, and that's kind of what we bring this show about, so people can connect on other levels besides PDR. So that's real cool. I think we've been Facebook friends for 2 days now, and I'm like, yeah, I got to call this guy.
Yeah, when I said I'm going to get Andy Ray on at some point, when we were starting the show. He's like, "Who's Andy Ray?" I'm like, "Oh, dude, you got to go check it out."
Yeah, I've been impressed so far, definitely.
So Rodney Vance asked. He said, "Do either of your sons push dents or your girls? Have you trained any of them?"
My oldest son, he was 18 at the time, and I got him in here. Not here, but the last place I was at, and he was doing really good until I put him on the softball size dents. Yeah. Once that dent took him 20, 30 minutes to even once you start picking it out, and then you got your picks to clean up, he kind of lost interest and couldn't get him to sit there.
So he didn't have the patience.
He didn't. Yeah. Okay. I think he's just too young. I was like that when I was young too.
So. We all were.
Yeah.
It's hard. I've tried. I haven't been able to just stand over his shoulder and just train my son. I'm like, here, play with this. Here, kind of do this. You see your tooltip, blah, 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 blah. And he'll sit there and slowly, on something that will take you 2 seconds to do. you know, and I come back around. How you doing? Oh, I'm doing, and it's slowly coming up. He's not pushing too hard because he doesn't know, but then he'll lose interest. And I'm like, okay. But like, God, I forgot who it was that said it. You know, this is my family business, so I want to at least train him. Doesn't mean that he's got to do it. I do want to train him that maybe it's something he can fall back on when he's older if he doesn't want to do it. I really want him to kind of pick it up in high school because he'll start driving into June. I'm like, dude, you can make more money than all your friends.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you just
I tried the same thing.
Just learn this. You can do wholesale work. Here's a drill. Go ahead and drill a hole. Everybody else does.
He picked up small dents so fast. I was like, "Here we go!" You know. And then I smacked that softball-sized dent in there because I was just teaching him how I learned, you know. And after, you could just see him just kind of, you know. If it took more than 20 minutes, he just lost interest. He's in his phone or whatever.
It's not for everybody. If it was, there'd be 5 million dent guys out there. So.
Yep. So we got Lynn Tang on here. He said,
"What's up,
Ginger
Lynn?
Bros? What's up, buddy?" Rodney Vance.
CRM system.
Yeah, Rodney Vance said, "I'm still like that with big dents." No, you're not, dude. No, you're not. I
got to get up and walk away sometimes.
I learned something from him, or a couple of things from him when he was down here helping me with the hailstorm that I didn't know. One was with the Power PDR box. One was just heating a dent up, you know, one of those stretched dents up so, you know, where it's pretty much hot. I mean, hot. And then being able to hammer it down real quick and then heat it back up, and it would tighten itself up, you know, some to an extent. I'm like, that's pretty awesome. Kevin.
Are you talking the hot box? Are you talking the hot box or the?
No, now
PDR box.
The Power PDR,
the PDR box. Okay, yeah.
Well, that's one thing. So the Power PDR box, he taught me on aluminum hoods how to put the hood bolt back in there, ground to that, and you can use it on the aluminum.
Mm-hmm.
Never knew that. And I learned that, and shoot, it works great. But no, just heating it like we had a stretched one on the roof, and without using the Power PDR box, had it heating it up. And it was steel. I can't remember if it was steel. He may remember. No, it may have been aluminum, but it was pretty stretched. Anyway, heating it, you know, of course, it's going to rise up, but getting it hot, and then taking the hammer and knocking that, and then doing it a couple of times like that, and it started tightening it up where you could work it like a normal dent.
You got to pull the metal away from the center. Bryce Kelly does a good job showing that in a couple of his videos. It really works.
Blocks of wood, and
you put something here, and then you pull it out.
Yeah.
And then you pull the center up, get it real hot.
Yeah.
And then do your tapping while that's still pulling pressure.
Yeah. We weren't doing that, but Bryce Kelly's on.
When I seen it from Bryce, I was like, why didn't I think of that? You know, I got wood everywhere, little blocks of wood.
I know. It's like one of his videos, and he's like showing the wood and all this, and people are commenting, I mean, what's the wood for? And I'm like, I know what it's for. You know,
it's amazing.
I've never thought of it before, but it's awesome. And our sponsor, the CGS, I mean, the glue, that Solar Blitz, use that on that wood because it'll bond to actual wood, and the panel there, where you can put a porta power or something on there to crank that pressure out, dude. It's awesome. Don said squirrel. Yeah, because he's talking about he wish he'd learned, or Kevin's like, I wish I'd learned at 12. But talking about your son losing interest, it's like, squirrel. Yeah, he's on to the next thing.
That's it.
You know,
I even brought him in one day when I had a bunch of just door dings. I think I made like $600 in like 2 hours. And I said, look. And
yeah,
he still gets, at the time, he was still getting money given to him. So like, why do I have to work for it?
Right. Yeah.
Well, this is way more than you get given to you, you know, and then you won't have to have anybody give you anything.
Yeah.
It ain't the same.
No.
It'd be hard for me to start that on my son. Well, you're not going to drive unless you make your gas money, when I've been paying for my oldest one's gas all the time. Yeah, we had a conversation about with her the other day. Like, you know, you go out and spend on fast food and all that, but you don't have a job.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
I get that with my daughter, my oldest daughter, because now I got the 9-year-old living with me. And, you know, your kids, the last one gets away with more than the others did. I don't care who you are. And she's like, I didn't get to do that. I didn't get to do that. I didn't get to do that. And I got to turn and say, I'm the parent and beat it. I'll tell her what to do.
Yeah, my wife said, so stop giving Reed money. No, I mean, he'll be the one that he does. He's actually said he wants a job. He wants a job. And so, hey, I've been.
How old is he?
Look, he's 15. He'll be 16 end of June. So
he's got his permit now, right now? And
yeah, and I've already bought, you know, a 2007 4Runner that we're fixing up, you know, nothing real fancy or very expensive, but I'm like, you know, you want all that
anyways.
Yeah, he actually
3 times.
I'm hoping not. My oldest has been really, really good with her car, and
the girls are always better. It seems like until like at first they a little scary at driving. I think my girl, but they're way more. I don't know. I think they grow up a little faster. Than the boys, you know.
Yeah, they do. They mature a lot sooner. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we, Josh Roberts, give them time, fellas. They will come back around. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Hopefully. But you know, I want them to do. You know, if they want to go to college and they can get scholarships, go on.
Yeah, so I told my son that too. You go get a good brain on your shoulders, and then you come back and blow my business up. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Good.
Yeah.
James Bernard saying he might be an MTE. No, sir, you're going to be an MTE.
That's what Kevin's saying. He will be there.
Yeah. Yep. Don't make me come to Indiana,
brother. We got a.
Oh, my son's on here. Okay, so yeah, how's that sound, Reed? You know, you need to get trained. You need to make a lot more money than all your friends because their parents are just gonna give them money. So, son, better listen up.
I think once they do it and realize the money, it won't be. They won't turn around. They'll keep going.
But the thing is, like you said, we keep giving them what they want. They're not going to want to learn it and know that they can make great money at it. Mm-hmm. But when you force them to have to pay for their gas, pay for their insurance, stuff like that, you know, and then they got to go to McDonald's and work, even though, you know, somebody said earlier, $25 an hour. you know,
as long as they're still doing good in school, you guys don't have to do this. As long as you're in school and you're doing great in school, and you're doing what you're supposed to do. And when that changes, then I'm going to change too, you know, so.
Yeah.
And you might not like the way I change. You might not like me anymore.
The guy Jim Mitchell speaks of will come out.
Angry Andy. That could be an app. Angry Andy app.
Yeah.
Like Angry Birds.
Yeah.
No, we all get like that. I promise you. We can all take so much. And then
that was the first year of me losing my daughter when I met Jim. So I was pretty angry.
I can imagine. I can only imagine.
I didn't get to see her for 4 years. She kept her from me. Yeah.
Ooh. That hurts.
Yeah, it's yeah. Goodness, man. But like I said, you're a great father for fighting to get her, man. And
I applaud you.
Thank you.
That 6 years that was a rough time was well worth it. Now, so you got my respect.
Mine too, brother.
I'm not a quitter, so that's kind of why I kept at it, you know.
Right.
Well, man, it's awesome. Yeah, Don Cavanaugh talking to my son. The 6-inch lift and monster mutters will look great on your 4-wheeler. Not 4-wheeler, a 4Runner, Don. Toyota 4Runner. And it's 2-wheel drive, but yeah, the 3-inch lift, and I've got to get some tires.
You gonna have him squat it?
No, we're not North Carolina, but there are a bunch of idiots around here to do that.
There's Tennessee too. It's a thing here.
No, is that when it sits like this?
Yeah,
they call it the Tennessee. They call it the Tennessee tip here.
How do you see? Driving down the road.
That's the only time they see is when they're hitting the person in front of them.
Yeah. It's like the reverse California squat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we got yeah, it's illegal in North Carolina now. They need to make it illegal everywhere. But
you ever see the cars where the tires are all in like this too?
Oh yeah, I can't stand that either.
How many tires you go through a month, or every 6 months? Yeah.
And then they scrape going over every, going in and out of a Burger King or wherever or they get stuck on a what do you call it? Speed bump.
Yeah,
I don't see none of that around here. I don't never see any of the trucks like that or those.
Well,
I think if you go a little more, you'll see the cars that sit like this. But I've never seen a truck squatted like that out this
really?
way.
Good.
No,
because they're smart.
They don't want to look like idiots.
Exactly. And then it's not just the squatting. Then they put their Instagram crap all over the back window of it. And it's like, follow me, squatted piece of crap truck, whatever it is. But anyway, no, man. All right, we're just over an hour, so we're going to end this thing. But hey, Andy,
I made it.
Yeah, you made it. I told you. We're just going to talk, and that's all it is.
What am I going to talk about for an hour?
Everything. It goes by fast. You'd be surprised. It's like, wow. Well, we appreciate you being on, Andy. That was awesome.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Like I said, I'm going to get your number and stuff. I'd like to talk to you more. I'm glad you came on and stuff. That's awesome.
Okay. Yeah, anytime, man. Yep.
All right. I appreciate it, buddy, man. We love you, and we hope you're, you've been doing a lot longer than I have, but we hope that, people get to know you, people reach out to you. That's what it's all about. It's about networking. Mm-hmm. That's why we want guys who, like I said, fly under the radar. We want to kind of get them out there more. So appreciate everybody watching. Andy, if you'll both Andys, y'all stay on real quick. I'll end the broadcast. We'll say our goodbyes and stuff. Okay. So since we still don't have a cool outro video, but we do want to thank Jeremy Smith, CGS Collision Glue Systems. Guys, go there. Crap. Hold on. So it's collisionglue.com. I missed having this across the bottom the whole time. But, great glue, guys. And learn how to really use that stuff because it'll, especially on big dents. And it stays in my glue guns. I mean, I haven't stopped using the Hale glue, the Sagan, and the Solar Blitz collision glue. So, let's see who else. Yep, everybody saying good show. So appreciate everybody watching. Thanks, Andy, again for coming on. We'll see y'all next week. You want to say who we got coming on?
Yeah, we got John Holly coming on talking about the Toys for Tots thing that Anson's doing this year. They're doing a bunch of tool giveaways and stuff. So John's going to ramp that up for us, and it's a great thing they do. So we're going to be happy to have him on. And
again, tomorrow night, everybody that's on here, 6:15 p.m. Central Standard Time, the biggest collaboration of podcasts, 6 shows at once with the biggest announcement of MTE history coming out. We can't say what it is because we really don't know fully everything, but we'll have Kevin Bird and then Sheldon Kay with MTE on giving the news. So y'all tune in on any of the 6 podcasts. It'll be, broadcast simultaneously. So anyway, thanks again, Andy. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. And we'll see y'all next week.
Have a good week.
See you guys.
Nah.